Right now on FOX43 Featured, a Texas-based developer is seeking approval for a data center in Dauphin County, while the community is calling for protections in South Hanover Township. Advocates are rallying in Harrisburg to support skill games, how the debate over the games could impact budget talks. Plus, a Cumberland County bakery has unexpectedly closed its doors, how business owners in South Central PA affected by the closure are dealing with the loss of their bread supplier. Thanks for joining us for FOX43 Featured. I'm Natalie Caranda. For the next half hour, we'll be going over some of our top stories for the week. First, what began as a proposed warehouse development in Dauphin County took a dramatic turn as the developer withdrew those plans and is now seeking approval for a data center. Residents are fighting back as South Hanover Township has no data center protections in place and now faces a legal battle over the proposal. FOX43's Sydney Nauman explains the grassroots effort.
Your time's up. I heard you. I just didn't listen.
3 minutes. That's all the time residents in South Hanover Township get to plead their case. So they've learned to divide and conquer.
We kind of prepare our topics and ask people to speak on the different topics so that everything can get covered and that nobody runs out of time. It just gives everybody a voice, which is really important in something like this.
A massive grassroots effort founded by this group of women.
Unofficial count for tonight was about 150.
To beat another ticking clock. After years of debate over a proposed warehouse project at this industrial property, overnight Texas-based developer HCI DP Land Acquisition pivoted that plan, now proposing a data center.
A lot of people are feeling blindsided. They think this was purposely done, not necessarily a coincidence. So there's a lot of high emotion here tonight.
Township Supervisor Kevin Busher also expressing shock.
A lot of work has gone into a possible amended ordinance, which is why I'm puzzled about the timing of the data center application.
The issue drew a crowd at the Township's Board of Supervisors meeting Tuesday as a second application from developers moves to build a second data center site on a non-industrial zoned property right behind these homes off of Grandview Drive. While the Township has been working on a draft data center zoning ordinance for months, the board has failed to pass the document, tabling the draft at the Township's last meeting to allow for another round of public input.
We will be actively advancing a data center overlay ordinance, and time is critical.
And that time is running out. Developers argue a lack of any data center regulations falls under exclusionary zoning, which is prohibited under Pennsylvania municipal law, launching the township into a legal battle.
If I have my way, we will oppose the application vigorously.
South Hanover community, the grassroots effort, says they're also hiring a lawyer.
Having somebody represent the residents is important just to make sure that all residents' views are getting heard.
And to support the township. If us having an attorney helps the township, that's what we want, what's best for our community.
Starting another countdown to court. Sydney Nauman, FOX43 News.
Meanwhile, lawmakers and residents from across the Commonwealth gathered this week calling for legislation to put a pause on data centers in the state. State Senator Kim Muth was joined by a number of advocates, all calling on the legislature to pass a 3-year moratorium on data centers. Muth has introduced a bill that would impose the moratorium, applying to the development or permitting of any new construction for hyperscale data centers.
When government fails to ask hard questions at the beginning, communities pay the price for generations. We cannot afford to repeat those mistakes, not with our water, not with our air, not with our families and our communities, and not with our future, because why? Pennsylvania is not for sale.
The legislation was introduced to a Senate committee at the beginning of the month and hasn't seen any movement since. One township in northeastern PA is trying to be proactive with data center regulations. Luzerne County, the Jenkins Township Board of Supervisors, has hired a consultant to help write rules on new data center development. The new rules restrict location, noise, and size and were rolled out at a board meeting last night. Concerned residents say the consultant's plans don't cover some important issues.
In the legislation, please, non-potable water only. No public water supply that can go for drinking, bathing, watering my dog, lawn, cars, I don't care what.
Township supervisors tabled a vote this week so they could consider some residents' concerns. Business owners and veterans groups rallied at the Capitol on Wednesday with supporters of skills games. calling for fair regulation of the industry. Fox 43's James Corrigan spoke with the groups concerned after a state Supreme Court decision threatens to make the games illegal.
No deal, we're for real!
No deal, we're for real! Chants from the steps of the Capitol were directed at those inside by supporters of skill games who rallied for what they say is fair regulation and taxation of the industry. The state Supreme Court ruled last Tuesday that the machines were in fact gambling under the law and illegal in much of the state, with small business owners and veterans groups standing to lose significant revenue without the games.
If it wasn't for skill games during the COVID, our business, our Legion would have been shut down, along with many, many more that are out there.
Lawmakers from both parties spoke, all having received significant campaign contributions from the skill games industry through Peso-Matic.
Skill games should operate under no tax and no regulation because they're not gambling.
This number of state representatives and state senators are going to block a budget. There is no deal without us.
The games have drawn controversy due to the criminal incidents taking place around the machines, along with its prominence in public places. State Senator Chris Gebhardt has pushed for regulation and says he is mindful of the nonprofits that need the revenue, along with the public safety aspect of the issue.
You just need to talk to law enforcement. They'll tell you that crime absolutely just follows these machines where they go, and it's something we certainly need to address.
The court's 120-day grace period for the games to operate creates an urgency for regulation to happen, with groups like PA TAP hoping for a reprieve for businesses and Senate leaders saying that it's time to bring all the proposals together to find a solution.
It's hard to grow a business, it's hard to stay in business, and without the support of skill games, it's going to be even harder.
You've seen so many different ideas that ultimately it's going to be reliant on the people in this building to decide what we all think is best for the people of Pennsylvania.
And the clock is ticking for lawmakers. Just 6 days until the budget deadline and 113 days before skill games becomes illegal. Lawmakers say progress is being made on both fronts, but today's rhetoric from the rally could threaten to throw a wrench into what's otherwise been a smooth budget process. James Corrigan, Fox 43 News.
President Trump is set to visit Cumberland County next month. Senator Dave McCormick announced this week that the president will headline the Pennsylvania Defense and Innovation Summit at the U.S. Army War College. In a press release, McCormick says the president will comment on new military investments coming to the Commonwealth. The two-day event will take place July 14th and 15th in Carlisle. State and local leaders were in York highlighting the need for more housing across Pennsylvania, while showcasing a redevelopment project they say will help meet that demand. The former Densply complex on West Avenue is being transformed into a mixed-use development that will include apartments, retail, and office space. Pennsylvania leaders say the Commonwealth needs more than 400,000 new housing units by 2035. The former Densply site in York is being redeveloped into a mixed-use project featuring 81 apartments along with retail and office space. The project is receiving support through the state's mixed-use housing development pilot program. During the event, leaders also focused on the challenge of housing affordability, saying many Pennsylvanians continue to struggle with housing costs.
Look, we need housing of all types. We need deeply affordable housing. We need market rate housing, workforce housing, premium housing. We need more housing.
Officials clarified the Densply redevelopment is not considered affordable housing under standard guidelines, and the apartments will not be income restricted. Developers say the project will be completed in phases over the next several years, and that its success will depend on offering rents in the area people in the area can reasonably afford. Harrisburg officials held an event to recognize a $10,000 donation that is providing new e-bikes for Harrisburg police.
Good morning,
Police were presented with 2 new e-bikes, saying the vehicles will increase officers' mobility, visibility, and accessibility in the city.
Not only is it increased visibility, but the interaction with residents, especially children, is amazing. Access to parks, trails, festivals, and crowded areas, just like you're standing on right now. Capona, Arts Fest, 4th of July that we're going to experience here. It will give our officers such a greater access and visibility to not only deter crime, but have strong interactions with our residents.
The donation comes from a local resident and the William Penn Social Club. Several businesses are left with more questions than answers after their bread supplier unexpectedly closed. Fox 43's Robert Stover visited those businesses in York County and shares more.
hot dogs at the famous Hot Wiener in West Manchester Township, York County, might not taste the same for a while. Their supplier, Terranetti's Bakery, unexpectedly closed earlier this week, leaving the business reeling.
We know that they called us on Tuesday morning, said we weren't getting our delivery, and then they called us around 1 and said that today was their last day and they were closing.
The restaurant purchased rolls for 30 years.
Probably going through between 600 to 900 dozen a week.
Now they're worried about how the food will taste without them.
We're definitely concerned. We're using these rolls we bought at Sam's Club, and they're small, they're tiny. There's a couple sandwiches that are really the roll's not gonna hold up.
Sue's Food Market in Wrightsville is also feeling the shock.
She had some suspicions that something was a little up because she didn't get any rolls on Tuesday with her normal order, but we had no idea that they were closing.
The market purchased from Terranetti's for more than 10 years and is scrambling to find a new supplier.
We can sell up to 100,000 or more or subs in a year through our fundraising and our deli counter.
FOX43 visited the bakery in Silver Spring Township, Cumberland County, to try and speak with the owners. Although cars were in the front parking lot, the front door was locked and no one came to the door. Impacted businesses are asking customers to be patient as they try to find a solution.
We hope our customers will understand that we're trying to find a replacement.
Robert Stover, FOX43 News.
Measles cases are spreading to more counties in south central Pennsylvania. What doctors are saying about the spread of the virus. A growing measles outbreak in south central Pennsylvania has health officials urging people to stay informed and vaccinated. Fox 43's Melena Brown explains why doctors say the highly contagious virus is making a concerning comeback.
Measles was once considered eliminated in the United States, but now health officials say it's making a troubling comeback. Pennsylvania has confirmed dozens of cases this year, with the largest outbreak centered in Lancaster and Lebanon counties. Now a case has been identified in York County.
I have literally seen more cases, many more cases in the last month or so than during the past 30 years.
Doctors say measles spreads more easily than almost any other virus, and according to health officials, the disease can linger in the air for up to 2 hours after an infected person leaves a room. Experts say one contagious person can quickly spark an outbreak among people who aren't protected.
Measles, you don't even have to be in the same room as someone with measles to get it. You can enter a room an hour after someone with measles left it and still get the disease.
The outbreak is also revealing a common trend: less vaccination, which could affect herd immunity.
In our current outbreak, 100% of the people have not been vaccinated. We have not had a single person get measles who's received a measles vaccination.
Goldman believes when the CDC reviews the current U.S. measles data in November, the country will lose its measles elimination status.
This is a epidemic of choice. It is because people are not getting vaccinated that we're seeing these outbreaks occur.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health has launched public health initiatives to encourage vaccinations, telling me in part, quote, DOH is working closely with healthcare providers in local communities to directly combat this measles occurrence. DOH continues hosting targeted public initiatives with more than 350 MMR vaccinations administered at pop-up community clinics in the area since measles cases were identified in late April. Melena Brown, Fox 43 News.
The Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission has announced public hearings related to concerns about Veolia Water Company. The sessions will address a series of formal complaints made against Veolia regarding discolored water, low pressure, and other issues. Public comments made during the sessions will be used as part of the PUC's investigation into the company. In-person hearings will take place July 28th at the Susquehanna Township Administration Office. 2 other sessions will take place via conference call on July 29th. At one York County Jiu-Jitsu gym, the fight goes far beyond the mat. Coming up, how the gym is turning community support into hope for families battling cancer. For members of one York County Jiu-Jitsu gym, the biggest victories aren't measured in medals or titles. They're measured in the impact they can make for others. Continuing with our Red, White, and You series, Fox 43's Lauren Bradford shows us how East York Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu turned community support into a nation-leading fundraising effort to help tap cancer out.
Here, turn, now to the back.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brings community to combat sports.
Jiu-Jitsu is about community. It's about helping others. It's the mutual benefit and welfare of those around us. And the community has supported us when we opened up about a year ago. And it was just a blessing that we were able to do something for those outside of our own four walls and mat space.
In just its second year of business, East York Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is showing just how powerful that community can be.
We did open mats, private lessons, carnivals, just invite the whole community out, and we had a tremendous response to all of the stuff that we were throwing out there.
Their mission, raise money for Tap Cancer Out, an organization dedicated to funding cancer research.
Everybody's impacted by cancer. Everybody knows somebody that has had cancer, that has survived cancer, that has passed away from cancer. So it really speaks to people.
And while gyms across the country joined the cause, none did it quite like East York.
Initially, we wanted to hit about $10,000, and we hit it within like the first month or two. Like, what do we do next? Like, what where do we go from here?
Once it hit a certain point, it just continued to grow and grow and grow. And then when we got there that morning, we knew when we hit 20, so we lost our mind with that, of course.
The final amount raised, $26,064.
I wouldn't have it any other cause. It means so much to me. I'm glad that I was able to do this, and I'm going to continue to do it for as long as I can.
Until cancer taps out, the mission continues.
And if we have the opportunity to be able to use our platform to be able to help kids who are having a tough time, we're going to do it every single time.
Lauren Bradford, Fox 43.
And in honor of America's 250th anniversary, we're highlighting remarkable people from around the country who help their communities every day. You can catch our Red, White, and You 1 hour special streaming on fox43.com and the Fox 43 Plus app July 1st at 6 p.m. Up next, international soccer star and Hershey native Christian Pulisic is being celebrated in South Central PA. How this massive mural of the Team USA player came to be. Artists have unveiled a new mural of World Cup soccer team captain and Hershey native Christian Pulisic at his youth soccer club in Lancaster County. Fox 43's Matt Kleindon spoke with the man behind the mural and looks at how it is inspiring younger soccer players.
At the old stomping grounds of one of soccer's biggest stars, a new mural of Captain America is watching over the next generation of players.
Christian's really unique to the club, and we're glad to have a big banner of him to show it.
PA Classics players got their first look of this brand new Christian Pulisic collage ahead of the United States' last group match against Turkey. For coaches Jack Kramer and Nick Hostetter, the mural highlights Pulisic's importance to the club and to Pennsylvania.
First time I saw him play, he was 12 and he was playing U14. I really didn't know what to expect because he came up to like here on everybody. And then once he got the ball, it was like, okay, this kid's special.
He worked for it. He earned it himself. There was no magic wand that we waved to make him what he was.
The collage was put together by artist Michael Mapes, who also commissioned murals for Pulisic's teammates Weston McKinney and Anthony Robinson. Mapes says he uses fragmented photographs, or what he calls biographical DNA, to create a more personalized work of art.
We're not one thing. We're a collection of many things, and that's the point I try to express.
Mapes says he spent months compiling pictures and information to showcase Pulisic's rise from PA Classics to the World Cup.
The idea that is that no one gets to where they are today if you're a Christian without support from others.
Young athletes say the collage serves as a reminder of Pulisic's humble beginnings.
I wonder how good he was and if he was to compare to me.
And as inspiration to become the next great soccer player from PA Classics.
Sometimes I'll think about how he plays, try and put it in my game.
People that have played for this squad have made it professional, so you can too.
Matt Kleinden's Fox 43 News.
If you're looking to cool off this summer, Sickmans Mill in Lancaster County has plenty to offer. Visitors can float down the Pecua Creek, grab a bite to eat along the water, or stop by Jimmy's Place for a cold drink, including their popular canned cocktail called Jimmy Juice. While the property is known today as a summertime destination, its history dates back more than 250 years, with the site originally operating as a whiskey distillery in the late 1700s. Co-owner Joe DeVois says seeing people enjoy the property each summer is what makes all the hard work worth it.
We miss people, we miss all the friends we make that are down there, and it is we get excited as Memorial Day comes up, and when the first people start coming through and seeing their smiles equals our smiles, it is nice to spend the time with the people we love who keep coming back.
Sickmans Mill is open 7 days a week through Labor Day, with tubing running daily. More details and a calendar of upcoming events is on FOX43.com. That's going to do it for Fox 43 Featured. Thanks for spending part of your day with us, and have a good one.